This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Need a website and don't know how to make one? Easy. Make it with Squarespace. In today's video, we are combining pixel art with grandma art. We're cross-stitching. If you don't know what cross-stitching is, it's basically pixel art for grandmas. At least that's what I'm calling it. So here we go. I do want to plan out what we're going to be creating, so I made these pixelated circle guides. I don't know why I'm immediately thinking about a horse. A horse could be fun. And just think about how goofy you can make these guys. Oh, this is exactly what a horse looks like, actually. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? I did animate a horse running with my pixel printing set. So this is actually really familiar. Wow, this horse has a large butt, actually. You know what we can do also? Duh, I can use different colors. Wait, give him little eyes. Oh, I think in the spirit of, you know, October being Inktober, and because I'm not participating in Inktober, I still kind of want to work in black and white. You know, it's fun to work in black and white. So I'm actually going to create this black horse. Let's workshop our horse a little bit. I love how I created all of these circles to plan out a lot of different cross stitches, and I am falling in love with the absolute first thing I put down. You know what? Maybe it doesn't even have to be a horse. Maybe it's just a weird, creepy shadow creature. How about that? It kind of looks like a weird squirrel. Okay, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of cool. I hate to say it, but I don't think I'm loving our kitty, which is so sad because you guys know I love drawing kitties. Oh, now I'm thinking about just some art supplies could be cute. Okay, we've got some paint. Oh, you know what could be cool? I've got these different threads that are multicolored, and maybe I could do a paint tube with multiple colors coming out of it. That could be fun. Does that look like a paintbrush? Oh my goodness. I am not one for pixel art. I'm not one to do a lot of pixel. That does not. That looks like a broom or something. Like a foot. A pixel person's foot. What if we played around with the gradient and we had this bubble of paint come all the way to the top? And maybe we just filled the top of our canvas with this really pretty gradiented thread. I don't know. I'm trying to get some ideas. I think this one could be really fun to play around with our materials and stay simple. Stay simple. Kind of get to know. I wish I could speak. We're getting to know the art supply. I don't want to go too crazy. We're seeing what we can do. Can you tell what that is? It's a paintbrush. I feel like one of these has to have some sort of text or something. Let's do a speech bubble. Okay, we have our little high speech bubble. I feel like we just need, I don't know, some sort of a little guy. Oh gosh, it's so funny. Is this what I think a frog looks like? That's crazy. Is it crazy that I don't hate this? I feel like it just needs a little something. Maybe this wasn't meant to be. It could simply not be meant to be, but he's very cute. I do like him. I was also thinking, what if we worked negative? I do have some black fabric, but I think it'd be cool to create an illustration within like a dark area. Ooh, space. That kind of looks like a spaceship. I feel like this is sort of a cute idea, but it feels too simple. And I know that kind of sounds goofy considering, you know, this is what I'm going with for one of our ideas, but I don't know. Should I do it? I kind of want to get to know the art supply, so maybe we could do this and just see what it looks like. I gotta find a way to make our stupid horse work. I mean, really. Okay, what if we took our stupid horse? Maybe this is where we get a really cute little something he can just be next to. I think I like this little weirdo. This guy is so simple, but you know what? We're just testing the waters of cross-stitching, see how I like it, what works, what maybe doesn't work. Let's see what we can do. But first, let's give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. As an artist surrounded by dying social media, you need your own website. And if you're like me, you don't know how to make one. With Squarespace's design intelligence, basically computers help you design things because you don't know how to code a website yourself, and they make it super easy. Especially with their flexible website templates, choose a template, customize your look, update your content, and add features. It's easy. You can even create your very own online store. And with Squarespace Payments, it is the easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payments like Klarna, ACH Direct's Debit, Apple Pay Afterpay, ClearPay. Some of you may know some of the words I just said. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/KaseyGolden to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Let's do some sewing. So I wanted to sketch a few of the pixels just to start off with to give myself a place to start on our material. It's completely unnecessary to sketch the entire design on your material unless you just feel like you can't trust yourself to count the stitches in the future. But just for me personally, I like to just sketch a few in the middle just to give myself somewhere to start, to get myself grounded, and off we go. Now I will say this is not my first time cross stitching, though it has been a good solid 10 plus years since I last cross-stitched. It's something that I've dabbled in the past. I haven't done a lot of it, but I do remember in high school starting off with your basic kit that you bought at a store, a pre-made design, some thread included, and you just make what they give you. But when I went to college, I discovered that you can actually make your own cross-stitching. I made a couple of pieces, but nothing crazy. I quickly learned that cross-stitching is probably the longest taking art form in the entire world, and this is exactly the reason why I stopped doing it back in the day. I do remember telling myself, this shit is taking absolutely way too long. I can't do this anymore. And here we are 10 years later, I am rediscovering the fact that I do not have the patience. Well, okay, hold on. It's not that I don't have the patience. It's just that I have a comic I've been working on and I haven't touched it in a very long time because I've been spending so much time cross-stitching. I absolutely love the end result. It just takes a lot of effort. For example, all of these black stitches you see, yeah, that took hours. I will say I absolutely love the design of our circular enclosed area, our clouds creating this white border that is coming into the black. I think it all looks very nice. You may have noticed that I changed the design of our spaceship to have color on it to just black and white. I remembered that the whole point of this was that I wanted to highlight our tie-dye thread. So I wanted to make sure everything else was in grayscale. And even though this piece is a little bit sloppy, I think it's very cute. A little pop of color, the shapes are nice. It was just a lot of effort. For our next piece, you may have already noticed that I have changed the design on this one a little bit. Originally, I did have a paint tube with the colorful paint coming out of it. I don't know why I decided to change it, but I thought a paintbrush would look better. But now that I have the completed piece in my hands, the paintbrush just kind of looks like a snow shovel. And I do wish that I did go with the paint tube in the end. You know what? It probably looks like a snow shovel because I decided to go grayscale because paintbrushes aren't gray like that normally. Anyway, all that to say, my paintbrush looks like a snow shovel. I do really like the design of this piece. I don't think it quite came out the way I was hoping it would. The paintbrush looking like a snow shovel. The gradiented thread is really fun, I think, in a more open-ended fill in a space sort of situation. I think when I was trying to create shapes that flowed with the gradiented color, it just didn't quite look the way I would like it to look. It's an interesting concept. I like that I'm playing around with, our previous piece had a shaped frame. This time we're working with a design that goes off of the frame. I will say, as much as I love the look of a design that goes all the way to the edge of the border, it does give you a little bit of extra work because you do have to do the stitches, several stitches off of the frame just to make sure that you don't see it when it curves around. So I don't know, looking at this piece, I don't love it. However, I am finding my style when it comes to working with cross stitch. This just reminds me of when I was working with my Pixel printing press. Not only am I having to learn how to work with pixel art, I also have to learn how to cross stitch and working around the constrictions that it has to my art style and adapting to it, I guess. Does this work completely? No, but I do like some aspects of it that I can incorporate into future pieces. We're learning. Moving on to our third and final design. In this design, I wanted to focus on creating text. I don't know what it is about working again with the Pixel press and now cross stitch. Even though I almost never include text into my illustrations, something about these art forms just make me want to create text. So with this piece, we are focusing on text with just a little tiny illustration to accompany it. And I absolutely love this little horse creature guy. He's my absolute favorite. I just love the shape of him, the goofiness. I love him. I can't say I love him any more than I do. I just love him. And moving on to the text, again, focusing on our tie-dye thread, I wanted to create this diagonal fade between the colors, so I wasn't able to just use the thread in one line like I did in the past. I really had to create my own gradient and shape, so it was a little tricky working around that. However, it was a fun little puzzle to solve. We got through it. I think it looks really interesting. I'm kind of disappointed with the colors. I love a good earthy tone, but I just kind of feel like this is just a very sad group of colors. But I'll survive, it's okay. Speaking of okay, I felt like we needed some smaller text to complete this piece around our large letters. So I wanted to make a sentence with the word okay in the middle. And I just thought, you know, I want to look at this little horsey guy and think, yeah, life's gonna be okay. Look at this little goofy guy. He's so goofy. And to match the style of our goofy, silly, incredibly weird looking horse, I wanted to create a more handwritten, sloppy, written style. Yes, I could have followed the grid of the material and created a nice, neat, perfect little font, but I thought it would be cute to make it handwritten, silly, and goofy like our horse creature. And you know what? I think it works. I think this is very cute. I kind of want to do a lot of words in the future that look silly and goofy and sloppy like this. And that's our goofy little guy. I felt like I learned a lot about my art style when it comes to cross stitching, how I want to work. And even though these pieces took a very long time, I had a lot of fun. My hand hurts. I need to take a cross stitching break. Once again, thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.